What is up, runners? Today we are starting a new little series for the Marathon Guide bits, which is going to be the weapons of Marathon. I'm going to go through, use pretty much every weapon and give you the stats, the breakdown, the financial cost, the ammo, the efficiency, tell you my impressions, what I think about it, what I use with it, what does the gold mod do if I have that information available, and then I'll give you a verdict on, is it good, is it bad, do I recommend it? If I do, or even if I don't recommend it, where it might have a use case and who it might be for. Just because I think weapons is the best in the game doesn't mean that it is, and just because I think it's the worst in the game doesn't mean that you can't find success with it. Starting us off today though, I have a heavy hitter, one that I went ahead and I started buying as soon as I was able to get the money for it because I said this thing looks really cool. That is the Circuit Breaker. The V85 Circuit Breaker is a fixed pattern heavy volt shotgun that can be charged up to 3 levels. If you want to get your hands on this, you're going to need to find the Schema, which I believe is a gold out in the wild, but you can also pick it up in this season's Battle Pass a couple levels down, and it is well worth the pickup. It uses volt cells as its ammo, different from the MIPS ammo or the regular ammo for the other weapons. This is an energy weapon, and it is one of very few that use these volt cells instead of the volt batteries. For its stats, it starts off with a 220 firepower, which I believe is the fully charged up damage. The RPM is 85, which I believe is if you're tap firing it, so you're not going to get that firepower at that fire rate. But if you are doing the full power 220, which includes a 1.2x headshot multiplier on the 18.3 body shot damage, you will be able to one-shot anybody, because the health in this game maxes out at 200 E. Now, it is 120 health and 80 shields, which I believe Cool Guy confirmed today, if not yesterday. And that is, shout out to Cool Guy, really important to know so that it gives us a good breakpoint on what the minimum HP is in this game, which is 140. Players will be between 140 and 200, and this will one-shot somebody with purple shields from full if you hit a couple of headshots in the pattern. This does also have a fixed pattern spread on the blast, so it's very consistent. For its handling at a 42, we have an equip speed of 0.76 seconds, which is actually better than the CE tac sidearm at 0.8, an ADS speed of 0.42, which is pretty fast, weight of 32%, which is equal to the overrun and kind of middle of the pack. Recoil is 86.5%, but this is a shotgun, you're not really shooting it fast enough to deal with the recoil the majority of the time. Aim assist cone of 2.95 degrees. It's actually pretty generous, but I think the fixed pattern doesn't really need a ton of aim assist. It kind of goes where you're pointing the majority of the time, but the more aim assist, the better probably. Finally, your reload speed of 4.1 seconds is a little on the slow side, but I have actually not seen the reload animation for this, and I will tell you about that a little more later. Spread angle is at 1.7 degrees, which seems pretty tight for a shotgun. I actually don't think any of them have a ton of spread, but this is probably one of the tighter, more consistent shotguns between the Waster, the Misraya, and this. The range caps out at 14 meters by default, which is a very fair range for a shotgun, I think. Volt drain is 9.4% per shot, meaning you can get 11 shots off before you have to reload this thing. And you have a zoom of 1.1x, which is fairly standard iron sight zoom. Now, I have used this thing in quite a few games. I bought one from the Schema once I got it, and I used that one for a couple of games of Outpost. I think I brought it into maybe a Dire Marsh or a Perimeter. I killed a guy who had one of these with a blue with the Enduring thing on it, and I got that off some guy on Perimeter, and I used that a fair amount as well. I have lost one of them. I still have the other one. These things perform incredibly well. I mean, you will see one-shots that you didn't think were possible, and it two-shots very, very consistently. The thing about it is, you have to kind of play it differently than you would the Waster or the Misraya. Since it's a charge-up shotgun, I find you really want to take that time to charge up the blast. The 220 damage is extremely hefty. Uncharged, it doesn't one-shot nearly as reliably. You can consistently get 2 shots, but maximizing your ammo efficiency with this kind of weapon is really cool because the Volt weapons have a nice little built-in gimmick with the ammo regen backpacks or certain mods that let them regen battery from thin air instead of reloading from reserves like traditional ballistic weapons do. we're going to briefly cut to some live gameplay so you can go ahead and see the thing in action. And once we're done with those clips, we'll go ahead and go on to a final verdict and some more notes about the weapon itself.
8 zeros. What's the difference?
Right, that's a bot. Looking this way. Are we gonna push this?
Thing. I'm gonna come up top. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Ooh.
They're like right to my left.
No, I'm on the roof and I'm not seeing that. Boundless, you got a ping on where they're at?
Oh,
here he is. I'm like so far.
Shielding up.
I'm so deep. I broke shield on one, but I don't know where he is. I'm popping his shield real quick.
Got one down.
Nice. Where? Up here.
On me. Oh, on me.
Knocked one.
Oh my god, they have the Mizraya?
Knock him, knock.
Nice.
Is that 3?
That's 3 down. Get the finishers.
They're getting up.
Which one?
The one down here is getting up, right here.
I don't think so!
Still looking.
Give me a sec. I think we're good. I think
I can hit a self-revive if you want.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
Oh.
Boundless, can you?
Yep.
Keep an eye out.
Yep.
I think he's dead.
Sorry. I'm getting
No.
my inner thief. Did you kill the ones up here?
I finished one. You finished the one down there.
Yep.
There's two.
Ones right here.
There's 2. Yeah. We're good.
Dude, there's purple.
I'm taking their access key codes because we are going to need them.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the combat data.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's 2. Okay, cool.
All right. UESC data bank from Pinwheel Center. Okay, so we got to go to the center. To the Pinwheel. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know where we can get in from is the thing. Like, yeah, let's go to your ping. So I trust that.
Whoa, wait, was that you?
That was me.
Oh, okay. Was it grabbing?
Took a shit ton of fall damage. Yeah. That's me.
Ooh, wee. Loudest squad on Southside. You love
That's
the
us.
double shotguns, right?
Oh yeah, the purple box over here. Let me go hit that. Forgot about that. What you got?
Make some noise.
So you
Purple
killed
barrel.
the guy and got the thing?
And then
I took keys off one of the guys. Yeah.
Everyone out of bounds.
Or,
off,
like,
so
we're
you
on
lose
our
your
next
bag,
step.
Or at least that's how it was.
Yeah, Jake did that.
He.
So he claims.
Getting caught outside. Here we go. Maybe.
I'm gonna come forward with you. I think we're under cover here.
There's gotta be a way in over here, yeah?
I think if we go this way, can we get in that?
Oh, here, the broken area is right here.
That's what I'm thinking of. Can we go up there? Oh, wow. He's got a reach.
Golly, it does.
I don't know another way to try, you know?
I got you. I got
you.
some mechanics kits. There we go.
There is gunshots ahead of us.
Boundless. How did that not
What?
get you? What the fuck?
Where is it?
There's gunshots that way.
Someone went underneath the stairs, went right by you.
Got
Yeah,
it.
that tunnel is our way in. That's a door. So we can go into this building that we was spawned in.
We have
Door
to
here.
shoot the things if we want to get in there, yeah?
No. This is what the regular
Let's
way.
just not stand here.
Let's go in the door
I
here.
don't care what we do.
Yeah.
Door's open.
Oh, you guys are running through it? Okay.
There is an extract here.
Two, then.
And I saw bots upstairs. So we're gonna have to kill the bots, I think.
Do we have footsteps upstairs?
I think that's the bots. But there could be a...
Yeah, yes it is.
Yeah. Popping a shield heal. There's an invis one over there. That one's dead. Okay. Can we all come
Way up on the
upstairs?
outside? Like, how the
Just
fuck
come
are
up the
we-
stairs right here. You ran past all the stairs.
That probably would have been good.
I got another
Security
gold.
reports? Is that what we're looking for?
This is
Oh,
two
okay,
greens.
Ah,
I have
Don't mind me. I'm just having fun
two
with my friends outside.
green. Oh, this is open already, I think. Come here. Yeah, there's people here. I think.
Somebody already opened it?
people?
Yep. I hear
Oh,
tons of gunshots.
blue.
That's a good sign. Things are
Hey,
going
look.
well in there.
Did you go up
Could be
the ladder?
rooks.
Oh,
No.
Hey,
Up the jump
hey,
here.
guys. Wait,
Yep.
where the
Jake, where do you go into the building and come down the tube with the thing? Come over
fuck?
here.
Above you.
Yeah, you went up way
hold
too
on,
high.
hold on.
Hey, where'd you go, Sato?
I went back out to go find Jake.
Okay.
I don't know how Jake got to the roof.
I do hear more shots.
Hey, Jake, come over here. Oh,
What the fuck?
you were on the right floor. Come back to the doorway right here.
I'm here.
There you go, there you
There's
go.
a door.
Come over here.
Running.
I-
Slowly but surely.
Yeah. All right.
There'll be dragons
coming.
next season, Smith. Don't worry.
The door's already open, so we don't have to use anything.
Hmm.
10 minutes
Do
remaining.
you have a? You do not.
You don't have a buddy. All right. Ready?
All right, now I'm ready. I have a grenade.
We need the data bank from the center, which would be literally where we are. So my guess is if we go around here and go upstairs together, this is probably.
To our right. Our turret to our right.
I'm watching out for claymores.
Shotgun on the ready looks nasty. Surely
Not here.
here.
Footsteps below us? Oh, behind
Yep,
us.
Behind us.
Healing, I'm healing.
Right there. Oh, this glass doesn't shoot
With
throughable?
you.
Right there.
Got one.
On the stairs. Got him. Knocked out three, knocked out three.
Oh my
Go finish.
God, that thing. That thing is.
Oh, claymore on the ground,
crazy,
on there.
dude.
I'm just executing. All good?
Yep.
Alright. Woo!
Probably every.
Alright, the shotgun's worth 15k,
Purple
actually.
material.
I'm gonna tell you right now, worth every fucking dollar. This is probably one of, if not the best peak shooting weapon. Like if you're jumping in and out of cover constantly, this is one of the best weapons to fight because it puts out so much damage very, very quickly. No zoom, so it's pretty easy to aim, and obviously you're not going to be trying to snipe with this thing. But I think anywhere where you would play with a Waster or with a Miss Raya, I think Circuit Breaker kind of just takes the cake and then even goes out further into the SMG ranges and still puts up a very good fight. If I had to go through and like make a verdict on my impression of this weapon, this might be currently my favorite weapon in the entire game. Now I tried the channel rifle and I tried the Zeus Fusion heavy railgun, and they operate kind of similarly with the Volt Cell recharging the ammo, but they don't kill as consistently or as easily as the Circuit Breaker. I generally consider it good practice to bring one light, heavy, or Volt battery weapon to be your general workhorse weapon, and then a MIPS or Volt Cell weapon to be your powerhouse PvPing weapon. And obviously, if you're on a map like Dire Marsh, I think Circuit Breaker loses a bit of that potential, but as long as you're able to close the distance and get in within like 20 meters, I think this is the best weapon to be using in any of those fights. It's actually also pretty good at killing AI. I haven't used it since they nerfed the AI health, but even when they had bigger health bars, it chewed through purple bars, blue bars, green bars easily. If you are going to take the V8 Circuit Breaker, I believe you should take something with a bit more range as your main weapon. So I'd go for, at worst, an assault rifle, and maybe something like a precision rifle, Hardline, Strider, or the Twin Tap would be a great pairing with this. Alternatively, if you're going to a place like Outpost, an assault rifle to SMG would be, a great counterpart. But this can pretty much PvP the majority of Outpost on its own. The gold mod, which I believe I did get to use, gives you a 3rd level of charge. So normally when you charge this thing up, you fire the base round. You can charge up 1 shot, which will at the left side, and you can charge up level 2, which will show up on the right side. With the gold mod, you'll get a 3rd one, which I don't remember the activator for, but it'll charge up a 3rd time. Your shots will do more damage, have more range, pierce enemies, and ricochet. And it's kind of disgusting. Like, this is already a disgusting PvP weapon. Giving it more damage, more range, ricocheting, and piercing is a little overkill, but I'm all for it. I think if you get it, you slap it on, it does not make the gun any worse, right? So, verdict on the weapon, is it good? Hell yeah, this is like a really good weapon. If you see a circuit breaker, pick it up. Even if it's got the 1 battery in it and no spares, it might have enough juice to get you through the match. If you get an ammo backpack, as long as you don't empty the entire cell, it will recharge while it's stowed. They are 15k a pop, but I think after my first game, I was like, this is worth 15k. If you're able to get your hand on a couple of these schemas, and you're going to have to do either high level key rooms, get lucky from some of the drop pods and the supply drones that fly around, or do some of the events, kill some of the bosses to hopefully get your hands on one of those. It is one of my favorite weapons that I've found in the game, period. And I think it has use cases on every map. Now, it is a little more situational being a shotgun. You don't have infinite range. But on maps like Outpost, the entire map is short-ranged and well within circuit breakers engagement distance. Perimeter, you have to be a little bit picky and choosy. You want a good pairing so you have a bit more range and you aren't going to be totally out of luck if you get into a fight that's longer than the 20 meters I'd recommend to use this in. And Dire Marsh is very wide, very open, and I would generally recommend taking probably a sniper to Dire Marsh just because the sight lines are so long on that map. But that said, you can make it work for sure as long as you know you're going to be able to get in. If you're playing Void and you're going Invis, or maybe you're playing Destroyer and you're using thrusters and barricade to get into the fight, it will do great on Dire Marsh. You just have to pick your fights a little bit more deliberately. So that is going to wrap it all up for the Circuit Breaker today. I hope you all enjoyed this commentary on the gun. And if you have used it, let me know down below what you think of it. I think it is a phenomenal weapon, and I can't stop hyping it up enough because it is just so cool. If you get your hands on an ammo backpack and this at the same time, highly recommend, firing off a couple charged shots and then letting it regen. See how that does. I think you'll find it is a extremely efficient both bot killer and player killer. Do go ahead down below to subscribe if you want to keep up with the weapon videos coming out. Thank you all very much for joining me today, and I will see you all again very soon.